What's up, guys? Today, President Trump was pretty pissed off because Israel attacked Iran after a ceasefire was established. So, from a geopolitical standpoint, the U.S. is extremely furious because this throws a monkey wrench into everything. So, I'm going to give you my breakdown. So, disclaimer: this is strictly my opinion. I'm just an enthusiast of geopolitics, history, and world affairs. I encourage all of you to go do your own research and try to find objective truth because we need more of that nowadays. So let me tell you my reasons why strategically this is terrible for the U.S. Number one reason, it makes the U.S. look like a junior partner, right? So first question that the global South, Europe, and the BRICS nation, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, will ask is, well, who's calling the shots? Is it Tel Aviv or is it Washington? That's number one. So it also makes the U.S. look unstable. It makes the U.S. look like it cannot control its allies, which is something the U.S. has always been very good at, right? Once they give their word, it's taken as gold. It's gold, right? It's promise. So right now, the Israel just undermined that. So in terms of geopolitics, think about it. If the U.S. is the biggest soft power in the world, where they could influence anywhere, this undermines their influence. So right now, their biggest challenge is China, because, for example, the U.S. just pulled out of Africa, right? They pulled out USAID. They've been pulling out also on the diplomatic front, and China has been filling that void. And the global South is very critical of the United States for many grievances and historical reasons as well. You know, colonialism being one of them, and corporatism and cronyism and so forth. Right. So they have already been critical of the U.S. So again, BRICS, Europe, and the global South are watching, and they're watching the U.S. allies do whatever they want. So if you're in the Pentagon, you're a general, you're a strategist. They hate unpredictability. And this causes unpredictability. So that's number one. Number two, second reason would be, obviously, there's no grand strategy. There's no end game, right? You can't do regime change because regime change doesn't work. We've tried that many times, directly and indirectly, in multiple countries, in various ways, whether these are, CIA covert coup d'etats or just direct invasions. They don't work, number one. Number two, if Iran closes the Strait of Hormuz, of course, that's where 20% of the world's oil flows through. That would be catastrophic as well. That would raise the price of oil from $70 a barrel to about 140, 150 a barrel. It would destabilize the entire region. It would drag the region to a war. So it would drag UAE, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, all these countries into utter chaos and conflict, and just, a very very intense land warfare, if you will, right? Because Iran technically can attack Saudi oil infrastructure, UAE oil infrastructure, and they have the ability and capacity to do it, right? I forgot to mention last video that they have, pretty advanced drones. So, that's something to worry about. Again, also the challenge of U.S. soft power around the world. That's what gives the U.S. dollar its power, that the U.S. is good on its word, right? So when nations watch this, when they watch allies do whatever they want, when they watch the allies treat the U.S. like it's a junior partner, right? Like they're the assistant manager, this is not good. And if the U.S. is trying to rebuild NATO, which they are right now, and they're trying to get credibility around the world, optics and propaganda matter, especially if you have a series of nations, right, we know as BRICS, who wants to challenge the hegemony of the U.S. dollar. So any chink in the armor, any stumble, if you will, in the king's step, they're watching. So from a strategic standpoint, this is terrible for the U.S. So that's my breakdown. There's a lot more to that, but I'm going to keep this video short. So if anyone out there has a different opinion, different perspective, something I miss, please drop a comment and share below. Thank you.